Welcome. I am David Lawson. Welcome to the Speakin Deacon Show. Big time ACC picks. The Speakin Deacon Show. Well, we're covering quite a few things. Be a little bit longer than normal. So we're going to head to it right now. So I told you last time I would give you my ACC projections for the preseason. So here it is. So we got Miami, Clemson, SMU, Virginia Tech. I project them to go 8-4. Georgia Tech 8-5. Louisville 7-5. North Carolina 7-5. Virginia 7-5. California 7-6. Duke 10 at finishing 6-6. North Carolina State 6-6 at number 11. Florida State 6-6 at number 12. Boston College 6-6 at number 13. Pittsburgh number 14 at 6-6. Stanford at 5-7. 15. Wake Forest 5-7. 16. Syracuse at the bottom, but that can pretty much change. That's just my preseason prediction as of now. Things can change. A lot of weird things happen during the season. But if you take a look at it, you see why I got Miami finished at the top and winning the ACC championship. There's a lot of things in this ACC projected finish, big time ACC projected finish that can go from top to bottom. That can kind of swirl around, be like a tornado or a Russian roulette wheel or whatever, and it can turn either way. But these are pretty much, the way I see it. So we'll see what happens with that. So now let's go to let's cover what we did last time on episode 1 of our preseason. So ACC tier power table, according to the SP Plus rankings, these are not mine, but Clemson and Miami are at the top as usual. Data elite at both sides. Miami's top offense nationally. Clemson's got the defense. We'll see what holds. Then we have our top contenders. These are, like I said, based on SP Plus rankings, the average wins and plus and all that stuff. So top contenders, SMU, Louisville. They're pretty close together. One with the offensive firepower and favorable schedules. SMU really has a favorable schedule. Louisville could have an offensive power along with SMU. Dark horses, Florida State, NC State, Duke. That kind of coincides with what I was thinking. Somewhere around 10 to 11, 12 finishes. So the FSU, NC State, and Duke are dark horses. This is, like I said, according to the SP Plus rank. Capital of upsets need consistency on all sides. We got the middle tier movers, Georgia Tech, Virginia Tech, Pitt, UNC. They're balanced RPI, match dependent upon performance. But the rebuilding, but watchable. Syracuse, Boston College, and Cal. They're solid coaching, low ceiling. Then we got the fog zone wild cards, Virginia, Wake Forest, and Stanford. Their unpredictable outcome, defense heavy pass. I'd like to notice about Clemson, Miami. When we continue on the fog zone, teams like Stanford and Wake can't surprise, and lots of defensive players are struggling to score. They did last year. Wake didn't struggle to score; they just struggled defensively to stop someone. So if they get rid of, so if they take care of that, we know they can score. So pretty much the projection meter table is about the same. Uh, Clemson, Miami, Louisville, right up there at the top. And we got other teams merging on with the mid tier, fog tier, all that stuff. So a big time spin commentary is this. Close, Clemson and Miami are the only two title favorites. But others can step up, like SMU, Louisville, FSU, Duke, and NC State. Stanford and Wake live in the fog zone. Nobody knows anything. They're unpredictable outcomes. So the ACC football ranked from 2015 to 2024. These are the projected finishes that the average from 2015 to 2024, how they finished. It was Clemson, SMU, NC State, Miami, Louisville, Pitt, North Carolina, Florida State, Wake Forest, 9 is where the average. That's where they was expected to really finish this year at 9. Duke, Boston College, Syracuse, Virginia Tech, Georgia Tech, California, Duke, and Stanford. Because I see Stanford also finishing somewhere between 12 and 17. Will they finish at the bottom? We don't know. It's just my projection right now. So there's a lot of stuff here. After Georgia Tech did their rebuilding since Paul Johnson era. So we got the Brent Keys era now, and he's doing a pretty good job. Um, so we'll move on to the ACC's top football 2025 top to bottom. Projected finish by SP Plus. Pretty much the same. Clemson, Miami, SMU, Louisville, middle of the pack. Same thing. Same thing. So the 2025 Wake Forest football schedule looks like this. Kennesaw State Owls at 7 p.m. They open the gates, the opening game. Then they have another non-conference game at Legacy Stadium with Western Carolina. That's a 2 p.m. game on the ACC Network Extra. Kennesaw State Owls is on the ACC Network, so anyone can see that one. That comes on at 7 that night. Then we have the ACC opener for Wake in the Legacy Stadium, Winston-Salem, Thursday, September the 11th at 7:30 on ESPN. Wake beat NC State and Raleigh last year. North Carolina State normally had a hard time beating Wake in the Legacy Stadium. Let's see if that changes. If we're Deke fans, let's hope not. Then they have a week off before they come back to meet the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. Saturday, September the 27th in the Legacy Stadium, Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Then Wake takes off on the road. Saturday, October 4th at Virginia Tech Hokies in Lane Stadium in Blacksburg. Time is to be determined. Then they go to Oregon at Research Stadium in Corvallis, Oregon, Saturday, October the 11th. That's a 3:30 p.m. game on the CW network. That ought to be an interesting game. Then they come back home with another off week to prepare for another rugged schedule. Saturday, October the 25th in the Legacy Stadium. First time with Deacs facing SMU Mustangs in the Legacy. Then before they go back on the road on Saturday, November the 1st and they'll face at Florida State Seminoles, New Campbell Stadium in Tallahassee, Florida. That time has not been determined. Then they'll travel continues on Saturday, November the 8th, when they will be at Virginia Cavaliers at Scott Stadium in Charlottesville, Virginia. Time to be announced. So none of these other games have been announced except for the ACC Championship. But they'll go home and they'll face the North Carolina Tar Heels at Legacy Stadium in Winston-Salem, Saturday, November the 15th. Hopefully their slide against the Tar Heels will end. Then they'll have a breather, you might say, Saturday, November 22nd, the Delaware Blue Hens, Legacy Stadium, Winston-Salem. Then they'll finish off the year, hopefully already securing a bowl game when they go to Duke Blue Devils at Wallace Way Stadium in Durham, North Carolina, Saturday, November 29th. The game has not been determined. It's time, but at the time, but last year Duke walked it off when Wake couldn't stop them on defense. And that kind of spoiled the year. Any chance of going to a bowl or having any chance at all kind of slipped right there. So I don't have anything else right now to cover. So the next time I come back, we're going to cover some of the ACC games, and we'll find out what happens with the ACC with games involving other teams. So we'll look at that when we come back on my next episode. So don't forget that next week, the first of the Jake Dickert show will be August the 21st. Miller's on Robin Hood with Jake Dickert and the voice of Deacon Stan Cotton. They will be going there. And so we'll take this time to let you know that we'll give you that in just a minute. So here it is, the debut of the Jake Dickert show. Miller's on Robin Hood show will air from 7 to 8, August 21st, 2025, with the voice of the Deacons, Stan Cotton. You see him right there on the bottom right, Jake Dickert. I don't know who he's hugging, but the Deacon on top. This is just the logo that I made and stuck it up there. So this is it. Now we'll go into more on the Speakin Deacs show with the preseason and the battle of the quarterbacks and all that stuff, and who was leading and all that stuff you might already know. But I'm going to put it on public, and we're going to find that out officially come game day. So from David Lawson, the Speakin Deacs show. See you next time on episode 3. This is episode 2. Episode 3 is coming soon.